Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you want to know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thirsty.
Hi, welcome to the first ever Phan Diaries. I'm your host, Doll or Courtney. Doll's more fun. I thought I would start by just introducing myself a little bit. I am a lifelong Dolphins fan. Originally from South Florida, no longer in South Florida. Grew up, raised in a Steelers household, as I tell everybody. When I was 5, my parents decided to take us to a Dolphins flag football camp. I don't know if you can see, but we stole the sign. Just kidding. If the Dolphins want it back, I just borrowed it. We were supposed to meet Dan Marino. I fell in love. Didn't meet Dan Marino. My mom holds a grudge to this day. But that's all I needed. And I've been a Dolphins fan ever since. Moved away, found Twitter, never going to call it X, and kind of found everybody. And I just like to passionately tweet during games and call out Tony Romo. But thanks for joining in. And I am happy to introduce, I have a special guest today with me, and he's going to pop in a second. Yes, there he is. Dolphins Thirsty is joining. Wait, I'm backwards. Dolphins Thirsty is joining me. Rob, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, thank you, Courtney. It's great to be on your show tonight. I'm Rob, aka, as Steve calls me, Dolphins Thirsty. Just love the Miami Dolphins like you do, and been a fan a long time, just like you. A little before you, even I go back. My first player was AJ Dewey, so it goes way back. He wore number to 77 for the Miami Dolphins back in the day.
Love that.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into the sweeping of the Jets. But you have a better perspective, I think, than I do. Steelers do have fans. They're not many, but they're mighty in their voices. They're not happy with the news coming out this week. But Rob, you were at the game. You were at Hard Rock Stadium for that. What was the atmosphere like? Because I feel like
it was great. There was a lot of Jet fans. I mean, there was when me and my son and I got out of the car, both of us, all three of us, we were like, oh boy, this might get ugly, because as we we're walking to the stadium from the parking lot, we were in a sea of Jet green when we got there. But it was still more Dolphin fans, but just when we happened to get there, so we we're like, oh boy. And then when we get there, we have fans directly behind us that were Jets saying the Jet. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be a long game if this game doesn't go our way, because everyone else in our section, but we had them directly behind us. But it got so bad, I heard them at halftime talking about, should we just leave? We've wasted 3 days here in South Florida with bad weather, and now our team's getting their butt kicked. And they said, yeah, they never came back after halftime. So, hey, that's one way, for your favorite football team to stomp the opposing fans' teams. That's one way to quiet them. So, but it was a great atmosphere. It was one of my son's first games this year. My other one's been to a lot of them with me this year. So it was fun to have all three of us there. A lot of fun. Not much to worry about like the previous week. I didn't go to that one. So blame me. We lost because I didn't go to that game, but it was fun. What can I say? It's always fun during a rivalry game.
No, that I usually go to MetLife. So that's the closer to me. So that's never a fun trip. I don't like the stadium. I don't like the fans. But I'm usually on the opposite with you.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, I've never been to a Dolphin away game yet. That has to be on the bucket list one of these days. So I've never gone into a hostile. I went to a couple preseason games over in Tampa when the Dolphins would play Tampa, but that's like friendly, and half the stadium were Dolphin fans anyway. So, and it's just preseason, no one's all riled up. So one of these days I got to get over there and see. Did the Jet fans treat you okay when you go?
you know what's funny is that my goal is to go down to a home game because I haven't been to Hard Rock in years. So we should just switch places.
Yeah, no, exactly. One of these for sure.
The Jets fans aren't terrible. It really depends on what group you get. Like I've gotten into it. Like I've had like drunk frat boys behind me, and the one game I took my dad because I was like, all right, I need somebody to reel me in. They said no signs allowed, but I was like, screw that. This was when Mark Sanchez was the quarterback. I snuck in a sign in my shirt. I put like blow up lights, and it referenced to Dirty Sanchez. To Mark, and I pissed off a whole section. But to this day, it remains my favorite memory because that one sign really managed to tick a lot of people off.
That's awesome. So, hey, not too bad. Now, I mean, Michael K here. He's the Buffalo, our resident Buffalo Bills fan. He's been in your shows before, probably when you were a guest. He comes in here, but yeah, I don't know about that one, man. I don't think Buffalo fans would like me too much, man.
Well, those,
uh, let's see, Embassy, what Mike? I've been to MetLife too. Yes, a bland stadium, and I also went to the Commander game this year. So much fun.
I heard the Commander Stadium was like weird and had like a weird little like roped off section. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was just like a weird fenced in section behind the stands. I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard the Commander Stadium was weird. Let me know if that was true. But MetLife is only great because of Dolphins NYC, the MetLife takeover, and it's just you got to go to MetLife when they're all there because it is a fantastic time. There's thousands of Dolphin fans, and they make it a party.
Hey, sounds cool, man. Speaking of partying, guys, hit those thumbs up for Courtney. Give her her first ever show here on YouTube. Some fun, some thumbs up. So, best friend, we even had a billboard outside of. I know. I'm sure it was not a nice billboard. I'm sure, Mike. Okay, outside the Patriots Stadium.
The self-diagnosed award. All right, so let's get on to the game itself, not just your fun time at the game. I'm gonna call them your king and your peasant. And this it's really gonna be hard, I think, to get a peasant because I think everybody played so well. But king is who gets your crown. Only one player can get it, the king of the day. And the peasant, we're just gonna say somebody who maybe just needs to clean up a little bit better. Who do you give it to? Who gets what award?
That's a tough one because a lot of played well, but I have to go with Chubb because he bounced back, and I was mad at Chubb for a whole week. Was saying he basically cost us a game. He gave them those extra 4 points. If he doesn't give them those 4 points, who knows? But he bounced back. He came out and balled. He got 3 sacks, I think, caused a fumble, almost killed Zach Wilson on the football field on that one play, and I give him. He's my king of the day. He mainly from bouncing back and doing very good. If you let me give a Prince, I give it to Mike McDaniel. He finally stuck with the running game in the red zone, so I like that.
All right, who's your peasant? You got to choose a peasant, or you could maybe we'll say just like a townsman.
Okay, let's see a townsman
perform as well as they could have, because the game wasn't perfect, even though we shut them out.
Man, I know I'm trying to think though, but if you would ask me that question, it would have been flip flopped in the Tennessee game. I would have had a lot more townsmen and not as big. So this week, I'm really trying to think because our kicker hit the field goals he had to me. He made his extra point, so he was good. Maybe someone else can chime in and give me a heads up on a player because our offensive lineman played okay considering we had all backup in there. So man, and none of our corners really got beat bad. I'm trying to think.
I can tell you who Finn Stanza chose last night on his what was it? His
yeah, his show, the post game you guys were on, or was it?
I can tell you who he chose for his negative player.
Okay, yeah, tell me who.
He chose Cater Kohu.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess maybe it was
he was getting
he did get beat on a couple of the plays the Jets had or whatever, but that's a good one though. But I mean, I really like I said, you know what? Jake Bailey came up with a couple bad punts. I'll go with Jake. He didn't have a great punting game. He did a couple okay ones, but towards the end, he shanked one off his foot. So I go off the record and say Jake Bailey. See, that's what I'm stretching.
It's hard.
So
It's hard, but I feel like I think it's good when our highs are highs to not get too high and realize can still improve. Because then we jinx ourselves.
yeah, exactly. No, I know there's a lot of them. So who was your peasant? Do you have one?
Mine was a little controversial. I said it's Braxton Berrios because I think there's better returnmen out there. I'm a U fan, so I compare everybody to Devin Hester.
Hey,
And
Braxton Berrios went to U too, though. So he went to the U.
and I said this last night, he catches the ball and he takes off. Like you think he's gonna like power through. He doesn't. He gets 5-10 yards. I don't really think he's like had a big return all year. Maybe one
He
off.
had one decent one the other day, but yeah, he's not going to probably take one to the house. But
Yeah,
we, yeah,
I don't know.
that's a fair one you came up with.
I'd like a little more. That's all.
Yeah,
He's not terrible. There's worse, but
yeah,
there's
that's fine to have a high standard. That's fine. I like that.
and I think my crown. I'm gonna go Jalen Waddle for my crown,
Yeah,
only because I said Chubb yesterday, but I think after hearing what Mozart said in his press conference and like the struggles that Waddle's had all season, dropping the balls and kind of playing second fiddle to Tyreek. And I really think he went out there and there was a lot of pressure on him and he didn't fold. Like I think some people might have expected him to. People were concerned that he wasn't going to catch the balls, people were saying maybe we start to get rid of him. I heard those rumors. And I really think he took the pressure, understood the assignment, and he couldn't have done better, in my opinion.
that's no, you're right. Waddle was a close when I was naming him. He was really kind of close too. And someone in there said they could split the crown in his book. So I don't
I,
know if you read that, but someone was saying that they could split the crown. So there, that was Ray Finkel. He was saying they could split the crown.
yeah,
So
I agree. They can share. They can share in the limelight.
yeah, exactly. So it's good to have a couple guys fighting for that crown because it means you had a good game.
Well, yeah, I saw since we have a Bills fan in here, I saw a couple Bills fans complaining. Dolphin fans were talking about how Mozart got his 20th touchdown, killing all these stats, and they were saying, "Oh, well, your running back has more touchdowns than your quarterback," and they were, kind of bragging that Josh Allen has more than their run game. And I don't think they understood that that's just a sign of a well-balanced offense. I know it's been a while since the Bills had a great running back, but
Yeah. Well, Cook looked good the other night. I hate to say, man, against Dallas,
yeah,
he was
but
cooking.
why did Josh Allen get the game ball?
I
That's what
guess.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Who knows? Maybe they both got. I didn't. I did see him. Yeah, you're right. In their little after thing, I did see him get the ball. So who knows? Maybe Michael K can tell us why.
Um, I should also go out. I wanted to also make a point to apologize only slightly to Eli Apple and my hatred of him. Because he did get burned a few times and he did miss a couple of assignments, but he made some great plays, and I didn't expect that from him. And he gets a slight sorry from me, not a
Okay.
ton
Hey,
to prove himself.
hey,
Um,
that's more than fair. Yeah, he did okay. I thought of you because I did hear some of the I didn't chime in on your guys' show, you and Steve the other morning at on 10 a.m. on when I was on the way to the stadium, but I was listening to it and I did hear you say that you're worried about Eli Apple. So
I'm always
hey,
worried about Eli Apple.
yeah. So he says he didn't know. He thought maybe they both did, Michael K, but they did hand the coach himself handed the one because they were showing like locker room celebrations last night.
Yeah.
And that's what they showed from the Bills locker room celebration. So let's see. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry, Courtney. You can go. I was just trying to get up
No,
because
it's
people are having a debate who the best linebacker ever was. So
I don't know if I could choose between Ed Reed or Ray Lewis.
yeah,
Safety, linebacker. I don't. They're both best safety. Yeah, but I would throw Troy Polamalu in this conversation as well.
yeah. Well, G-Man's like you. He likes the Hurricanes as well. So that's why he has his Hurricanes preference there.
Good, as he should. Like I'm rocking the Heat. What I called them the trifecta last night. It was the Heat, the Dolphins, the U.
Yeah. Hey.
All you need.
Yeah. That's awesome. Hey, there you go, Brian Cox. That's the Back It Up Bins podcast. Hey, that's just a little shot at the Buffalo, I'm sure. Thank you, Mr. Back It Up Bins podcast. Check out his video guy. He does quick, hard-hitting, fun, informational videos. He has a good one on Dan Marino and Paul Warfield as well. He has another one. So cool
Check it
stuff.
out. For sure.
Yeah.
Go Canes. He knows what's up.
Yeah.
All right. So we can slide into. We're gonna start talking Dallas. First, I guess we'll say, how do you feel about Dallas now after watching them basically get run over by the Bills, which I don't think anyone expected or saw coming?
Yeah. No, it worries me a little bit. It's just for the fact that it seems like every time the Dolphins have played a team with a winning record this year, they follow that team up where they get beat the previous week, that they come in hungry and they come in. So now you know Dallas is going to have a chip on their shoulder. They got a narrative like we got a narrative. Our narrative is that we can't beat a good team, period. And their narrative, they can't win on the road when it counts in big games. So we both got narratives that we're looking to put to an end. I just hope Miami gets Tyreek back, maybe Javon Holland. Coach he sounded a little more optimistic maybe about Tyreek playing and stuff. So didn't sound too super about Hunt playing. So that worries me a little bit. But if we can get those guys back, I see no reason that we can't try to pound the ball too on offense. If we get Hunt there and we stay healthy in our running back room, maybe they gave a recipe on how to beat Dallas, but I don't see us blowing them out like that. It's going to be a closer game because it very seldom do a team get blown out 2 weeks in a row if they're a playoff contender like Dallas is. But Miami, I feel like just has to find a way to come out W. But it makes me actually kind of nervous that he got beat so bad.
Yeah, because it's their fans are going to say it was the rain, it was the weather, it was everything. But I'm assuming it's going to be beautiful weather in Miami, and I think that they're going to come out kind of like we came out this week after that Titans game,
Yeah.
To prove something. But also, I think we're still proving ourselves, so I don't want to discount us. I think if we get some injured players back, like you said, it'll help. But I also think we're kind of gaining confidence, and sometimes I think that gaining confidence in your team is maybe a little more dangerous than a team that's trying to bounce back and prove themselves. Tua played great. I mean, he didn't throw an interception. He protected the ball. I can't really complain about Tua.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get someone. You can talk. I'm sorry.
I was reading. Sorry, I'm not a great multitasker. I saw Deshaun Elliott. Looks like he's not out of concussion protocol yet. So that's a big question as well. I'm hoping that we get some injuries back. I'm hoping Terry plays, but what they say, he got an MRI. There's conflicting reports because his agent came out and said he was never close to playing. McDaniel said he was close to playing. I feel like you never know. I feel like they're not going to do anything unless they want us to know, and I don't think they want us to know. Us, or maybe they don't want Dallas to know yet too, mess up your game plan a little bit, questionable till day of. But I think if the Dolphins go out and play like they played last week, ground game, defense dominant, pressure Dak, if our offensive line can hold up and open the run game, I think it'll be a win, but I think it'll be a tough game. But I think that Dak, if Dak's pressured, I think that's what we're going to need to do is get the pressure on Dak, disrupt him, and just run the ball.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you one thing. My wife is really hoping because she says, "Do the three of you, because my two sons, she's saying, the three of you, you're going to let this game dictate your mood on Christmas Day." I could even lie and say, "Well, yeah. No, we're going to put it aside."
I played the Packers last year on Christmas Eve, or Christmas. It was like Christmas.
Yes, Christmas, yeah.
So here's a fun fact, and I tweeted about it. I can find the tweet. I host holidays at my house, but I also don't miss a Dolphins game. So we ate early, had the game on. But here's the thing. I'm not a sober girl. We started drinking early and we drank all day long. I mean, it was a family gathering. We were socially drinking all day long. By the time the game happened, I was probably the least sober I've been in a long time. We had eaten, we were cleaning up. If you recall, I believe we played the Packers and we lost. And I was in the kitchen. I saw that we lost. I was like watching, from the kitchen. And I chucked that leftover Christmas ham across the kitchen.
Oh, wow. So
Uh,
I have a bad, I act crazy too, so it'd be good. I'm gonna have to show my wife this
Wait,
clip so she can see guys aren't the only nuts.
if something bad happens and there's something in my hand, it's not going to be in my hand anymore. My dog loved it though. She really had a ball with that. My family not having, but you know what? At least we ate. It wasn't a full ham. It was the half-eaten ham. So at
Right.
least I fed you. And that's everybody missed the fact that I fed you.
You
It was so funny that I was just like, oh, there goes the ham.
Yeah. No, I know, it's easy. I think Michael Casey's more just a nasty, mean Dolphin fan like I am when we
Not that
lose
you're
than
not
more than
wrong. It's that I'm Italian. I talk with my hands. I move with my hands. And when something bad happens, it's getting out of my hands. There was
Hey,
no violence. There was no threats. There was just drunk me saying, "God damn it!" and throwing it. That's really all.
yeah. Hey.
She's a little heavy. She's a little too heavy for me to throw.
That's awesome. Guys, remember to like and subscribe if you're new. If you think Courtney's kicking butt on her first ever episode as her as the main host, I think she's kicking butt. Please give her that big thumbs up. It will help the channel and help her get found every Monday night when she can do shows for us.
Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so top 3 keys to beating Dallas. What do you have?
Once again, avoid the turnovers. We were able to avoid the turnover bug this week. Stay away from, do not give them cheap, because if you turn the ball over like we did in some of these games early in the year where we still won but turned the ball over like 3 times, it's not going to fly against Dallas. So avoid the turnovers. Run the ball. Continue to run and pass. Keep that balance going. Keep them guessing. I like McDaniel, what he did against the Jets. And they stuffed us, but right after we got that fumble on the 1 yard line. We ran it 2 times. They stuffed us. I'm like, oh boy, here we are running. They ran it a third time and Mozart got it into the end zone. So just keep on doing that. So stay balanced on offense, avoid turnovers, and Tua is going to have to step up, play in the big time, show he belongs. This game's going to be watched by a lot of people because Dallas always gets the biggest national audiences. So have Tua step up. Mainly, I said avoid the turnovers, so that falls on Tua. No fumbling from him and no throwing interceptions. Look around. Keep it not only balanced between run and pass, but who you pass to. Now you can see Waddle can ball. Have more confidence getting it to Waddle too. And I think that would be a big help moving forward on that one.
No, I
So
agree.
those are my main goals.
I agree. I agree with you. I think I'm putting a lot of pressure on Liam Eichenberg, and I want him to look me in the eyes when I say that to him. Because I think protecting Tua, snap count, it's all going to come on his shoulders. And from what I've seen is the Cowboys can have a pretty dominant defensive line. And he really needs to step up, play consistent, and give Tua, his 2 to 3 seconds. So I'm really saying offensive line needs to do their jobs and really step up well. I also think that we need to keep running the ball. When we ran it 3 times in the end zone, I almost had a heart attack. That was the most beautiful thing I've seen.
Yeah.
Defensively, that defensive line needs to absolutely railroad Dak the same way that they did Zach Wilson. You saw exactly. It was like suddenly he had a concussion, then he didn't, then he had a migraine, then he was.
I know that was weird. We didn't know at the stadium what was going on. We thought maybe they benched him. We didn't know because they didn't announce it. Like when Dolphin players get hurt, they put it up on the screen like they're like if they're crushing them over return or going to return. But that they never even said. We just thought, oh, did he get benched because he was doing so bad? But then we got home and we heard like their chains of stories a few times on it, like concussion, dehydrated, back to concussion. So it's like that was weird.
Yeah, I just know that whatever we did, we need to do again to Dallas. I really think we need to disrupt them, stuff the run game, and really, I need. I don't know if we're gonna have X back. I'm hoping we do, but I really need him and Ramsey to shut down. Like Ramsey's killing it. I can't. Ramsey does everything I need him to do, almost every week. So, but I
Yeah.
really need them to step up, cover, and do.
Because Dallas like us, they put big plays out there, like they live on the big play like we live on the big play. So
Yeah.
they, that lamb, their receiver is good too, their lamb guys. So, they just have to make sure you get your best corner on him as much as possible.
Yeah, because Dak will throw it to CeeDee Lamb just the way that Tua will throw to Tyreek. So you really got
Yeah.
you got to make sure those are covered, shut down, and the pressure's there. So we'll see. It's good. I think it's gonna be a well fought battle. I think it should make for a good game. I wouldn't be surprised if he benched himself. I'm gonna be honest.
He was getting killed out there. I know.
He's probably still sleeps the night light on after that game.
Yeah.
Steps of Bradley Chubb coming for him.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think if you're ready for some trivia,
Yeah.
and the people in the chat, if you don't know, you can phone a friend. We'll see if it's easy. I promise. I know. I gave you a little warning. I didn't want to throw it on you, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be a little Dolphins Cowboys trivia. We'll start off easy. Do you know the year? What year was the last time the Dolphins and Cowboys played each other?
Yeah. 2019. That one I know. I remember. So.
Do you know who won?
Yes, unfortunately, I do. The Cowboys won.
Yes.
So
Do you know the year when we last beat the Cowboys?
last year we beat it. Oh my God! Was it 2001 or something? It's been a long time, man. It's like,
You're close.
oh my God,
Close.
2003.
2003.
Okay, that's what it was. 2003. 2003. So yes, 2003. And I think Jay Fiedler was the quarterback. So that's why I remember Jay Fiedler was the quarterback. I just couldn't remember the exact year.
Can you name 2 starting defensive players that year? And this is the easiest I could give you.
2 defensive starters that year. Oh man. Oh, Zach Thomas and Jason Taylor.
Yeah, I tried to make that real easy for you. Can you name any other players on that team?
Well, yeah, Jay Fiedler. I think Chris Chambers was on that team.
I have his jersey.
And Ricky Williams, I think, was on that team.
Yep.
So, and I don't know. Now I'm starting to run out, but those are some of the names that were on that team. I know. So
The only standout name that you didn't say is Junior Seau.
oh yeah, he had a sack in that game actually.
Yep.
Along with Jason Taylor had a sack, and I think Zach Thomas had a sack in that game. But yeah, okay, Junior Seau, may he rest in peace.
Yeah.
But yes.
And obviously, we all know when the Cowboys and Dolphins played in the Super Bowl, what happened?
Yes, we lost, unfortunately, and that was like back in 1971, the end of the 1971 season, that right before our perfect season. But that loss motivated them because they lost that game, and they said Larry Zonka said that Shula said, "It's not you don't like that feeling, do you? Let's not have it again." And they went out and they set out and they had a perfect season the following year. But yes, I was trying to get past the ugly part, but yes, we lost to them in the Super Bowl that year.
I feel like we almost have to thank them for our perfect season.
Yeah, exactly. They came back more motivated.
Beating us so that we could be forever legends in the NFL.
He wants to know was Bowens and Gardner on that team.
I printed it. Give me 3 seconds and I can tell you. Wait, no, I didn't. No, I did. Let's see. Bowens and Gardner I'm looking for. Hold on. I don't see them on here. Oh my God, Alindo Mare.
Yeah, that's good names.
Thursday.
We can look it up too later if that. Hey, good stuff, though.
Wait, Bowens. Bowens was there.
Yeah.
Yep. Bowens was there.
And
So
that's Tim Bowen. So he was good back in the day, man. So he was a big bunny back then.
yeah, I don't see Gardner, but I definitely see Bowens. But also, I'm rushing to read for you.
I'm sorry. Look, someone's saying I don't know if you have this in here, but do you have the Leon Lett? Someone's talking about Leon Lett back in the history. I don't know if you had that one in your history of no, not that game, but
I tried
that.
Small and light because I didn't want to come off the gate. But if anybody wants to step up for the Ravens trivia next week, I will make it hard if you really want to go hard. That's
No, but I was just wondering if you were going to do Leon Lett. He was saying because that was like a famous Dolphins cowboy way back in the 1990s and
I didn't
stuff.
put
So
that one on here though. No, I just kept it.
yeah, that was 1993 or something like that. It's like when Leon Lett touched it, so that's why he's bringing that name up.
No,
So.
I was trying to keep it.
Yeah, I know more close but that's why people are. If you're wondering why you're seeing that was a fun Thanksgiving, but we never won another game after that game though. So, but we beat them on Thanksgiving in Dallas, but we never won another game after that. So that's why. But anyway, what's your next question that I probably bomb at? But chat, you're open to it.
We're 10-6 that season, so I mean we're on the right track this year.
Yeah, I hope so. So, do you have any more trivia questions, or is that?
That was it. I wanted to keep it small. I wanted to keep it light for you because I threw it on you at like 4:00. I was like, hey, I might ask you questions for trivia, but I think I want to do like a weekly trivia if anyone's interested.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Next,
For sure, guys. Yeah, that he's saying he's old because don't worry, I'm old too because I remember that. Courtney probably wasn't even I don't know how were you even around in 1993?
I was around. I was a minor.
Yeah, so you were young. So that's what I said. That was like a long time ago. I was already so that's
By minor, I mean like under the age of 10. Like very
he says
young.
trivia away. But here's I know you guys would get this. Guys, here I would do one as your guest, Courtney. I'm going to ask a trivia question.
Okay, I'll fail.
What two players' records fell touchdown-wise the other day by Moser? What are the two players that fell out of the top spot in single-season touchdowns yesterday?
I know it, but now I can't remember it.
No problem. I'm asking anyone in chat. I know on the Back It Up Bins podcast we probably know.
Yeah, so. I don't know. I retweeted it though, but
yeah. There's two big names. One of the names played in that game. One of the names played in the game against Dallas that you said at running back. He was one. So.
Well, one was Ricky, right? Wasn't one Ricky?
Yep, Ricky. Yeah. So, there you go. Ricky and Clayton both had records come off the book yesterday for Mark Clayton still has to be Sepson. Yeah, very good.
He's what?
Yeah, everyone's getting it. Mark Clayton still has to be Sepson touchdown record, but he no longer has the overall because the 18 touchdowns was the overall touchdown record for the Miami Dolphins, but they were all receptions. So he still has to be Sepson record, but Moser has the most rushing touchdowns in a single season and overall touchdowns. So great season by a guy that's been cut so many times.
For over 30 is 20.
I know.
I think it's 24. So I think he gets it.
Yeah, no, I know. It's great, man. It's awesome.
I don't think Ronnie, I see Ronnie in the chat. I don't think Ronnie said
I don't think he those were the records. Not I don't know what he's asking Ronnie if he played in a game but they weren't his records if that's what he's saying. I don't know what he's saying. Ronnie Brown. I'm assuming he means Ronnie Brown.
I think Ronnie Brown never set records for us. I just think him and Ricky were just a phenomenal duo. Who I keep saying that if Achane and Mozart could rival in today's world, if Achane stays healthy, I think they're a pretty comparable pair to compare.
Yeah. No, no, you're right. No, we've had some good backs, but these two, like you say, if AJ can stay healthy, like you said, that's the big. Mozart's been pretty solid this year because in years past he's missed. He's always listed on the injury list, but he always goes out there and balls out.
Listen, God bless him, because I don't know if 9 years in the league I'd be able to be running the way he's been running. Obviously, he hasn't been a featured back for as long, but I really love that he's just really shutting up everybody.
Well,
He's like
yeah.
silently maybe will surpass Christian McCaffrey in total touchdowns this year.
Well, I don't know. Hey, maybe it would be quiet,
That's
but
my bold prediction.
yeah, I know. Maybe yeah. I don't know. That guy scores all the time too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That two guys are doing it this year at a record pace.
Did you did you see my? I don't know if you saw my tweet about Alex Earl, Braxton Berrios' girlfriend. She made a TikTok about how she had to get ready because she had to go film for Hard Knocks, because they were doing a feature on Braxton. And she was like, it's going to air next week, which would be tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
So now I don't know if you're going to tune into Hard Knocks, but I'm curious to see if I broke the scoop before anybody. Because as soon as within minutes, I had that on Twitter. I was like, I think I know who the next feature is going to be.
Yeah, that's funny.
I'm curious.
She's like an Instagram model or something, or one of those model. Or,
TikTok influencer. She comes from like a wealthy family. She went to the U, and I think
oh,
that's how
okay.
she met him, because when he got drafted for the Dolphins. So she's like an influencer. I don't know. I don't follow her, but sometimes her stuff pops up, and it popped up, and I heard Hard Knocks, and I immediately was locked in. Say no more.
Yeah,
I'll watch this video. Um,
yeah, no, that is funny though. Yeah, so maybe they will talk about Braxton Burials. Hey, that'd be cool. He seems like an okay guy, even though you didn't give him a great grade for this past week. But hey,
he
you
seems
still
like
looking
a great
forward to.
guy, and he's a decent returner. I mean, I'm not saying that he's terrible. I don't know. I want bigger things to happen on special teams. I don't ever feel like, all right, he's going to break one out. All right, let's return this for a touchdown. Like, I don't really feel like our special teams ever does anything impressive.
Yeah. Hey, I know. It's been a long time since we've had some big returns. I know Grant did it back in the day and stuff. So, it's been way too long. When I was a kid, Fulton Walker took one back all the way to the house in the Super Bowl. That was way before you. That was back after the 1982 season. But Fulton Walker, who I got to meet as a kid, and he was a really nice guy. He's another guy that passed away too young, but he took a 98-yard kickoff return. But yeah, those kickoff returns are almost a dying thing because these kickers just all boom it out of the end zone now, and there's very seldom a kickoff return. But punt return is something that you can make a game-changing play on. So,
Yeah, I just feel like our special teams means a little oomph.
yeah. He's really going back. That's Tommy Vigorito he's talking about way from the past. So that's way, way back there. So
That's a new name to me. So
yeah, he only played few seasons, but he was like a punt returner and all that. He wore number 32 for the Dolphins way back in the day. So he hasn't watched Hard Knocks. Seen and Okasingo say he got arrested. Oh, so that's since he hasn't watched. Yeah, I haven't watched Hard Knocks only because it's. I mean, now I have. I hadn't watched Hard Knocks in forever, but when I found out the Miami Dolphins are on it, I've been watching it, and it's been entertaining. I haven't forced myself to watch it after the loss. I didn't want to, and I wasn't going to, but then I said, well, I know people are going to come into one of my shows and start talking about it. I'm not going to know what's going on, so I forced myself to watch it, and it wasn't as bad as I thought. You just knew I didn't want to get to the game part. I'm like, when I just wish we could rewrite history.
I like it. I think it's wholesome. I think that's the best way to say it, is they're making it very wholesome.
Right.
Whereas the poor Davis one was just heartbreaking. And
Oh
I think
yeah, I have to call my grandma.
I feel like they were trying to make more drama. I don't feel like this Hard Knocks is really trying to invigorate drama. It almost feels like they're just trying to make this like a wholesome family moment.
Yeah, I know. Other
I
than the F-bombs, you're right. Oh, someone hit from Facebook. Thank you guys if you're watching on Facebook because you don't show up in here. I don't ignore you, but unless you talk or give me a heart like someone just did over there on Facebook, thank you. Someone just did for Courtney, I should say. Courtney, they just gave you a big heart over on the Facebook side. So that's awesome. But yeah, no, I didn't mean to cut you off. But yeah, other than that, like I said, F-bombs, yeah, it's a family thing. It's a good show and it's in season. Teams probably are more restrictive on what they show because, like during the off, at training camp, they're cutting people and they show that harsh thing. Oh, you guys getting cut. He's had a good journey, but now he's being cut. And in season, they're just like, well, teams aren't going to release their top secret plans to us, so they just take that approach, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see the family part, but I like to watch some of the practices and then the mic'd up during the games. I think is nice. I think it's cool to see the other side. Like we saw the game, we saw what happened. It's kind of fun to hear what they're saying to each other as well during the game.
Yeah, no, I love that mic'd up stuff. I have to admit, I'm a sucker for it. Even though we only hear what they want us to hear, of course, but it's still good stuff. I
Yeah.
like it. I like how Ingold and Mozart seem to have a really good relationship, how they interact with each other. Every time Mozart scores, Ingold goes over there and congratulates him. Because these guys know the battle that some of these guys go to just stay in the league, fight every day just to stay in the league. Other guys are like, your superstars like Tyreek who's just going to be in the league. But Moser every single year is like a battle for him, and that's why this season he's having now is just so special to him.
How about speaking of, do we pay Wilkins the bag? How about every celebration? Wilkins is in it. Offensive celebration. That man is there. He loves to celebrate. But yeah, I think we have to pay him because I don't want to lose him. I think he's a vital part of our defense. I think we should have paid him at the beginning of the season.
I know now, yeah, his money just went up. So
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
of
now
the seasons he's having. Yeah.
oh my God, I'm like dying over here. We have to pay him.
Yeah. But that's not okay. I only care about players that play well. So
Swear I'm not dying, but
it's okay. Anyway, you've done great. If you want to wrap up, that's fine. And I hope you can make this you're going to be on this show all the time, man. This is your show because you're the ace of this show.
We'll wrap up because I need to go get a cough drop.
All right. Sounds good.
But no, thanks everybody for joining. Mondays, 7:30. You can hang out with me.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to hit, if you want to slide in my DMs, that sounds horrible. But to be the next victim on a trivia night, let me know. I would love to.
Ask her name right under. Tell them where they can find you, Courtney.
You can find me only on Twitter, and it's doll_fan72. Or here on Dolphin Thirsty's channel, Mondays at 7:30.
Yeah, and you'll also be doing some stuff for the Fins Talk Sports Network. So
yeah,
find you.
There's some Heat things that might be in the works. Some things really just supporting Miami.
Yeah. He subscribed, he says, but that's all right. That was your host the other day on the show, you guys. That's Mr. Steve Malloy. Hey, but I like it. Get that ball rolling, guys.
Steve
Man, Courtney, you did super on your first ever episode. You blew me away the first time I ever did an episode, and you already beat me. You look like the veteran here, man. You did super duper, man.
That's only because you're here as my emotional support. So I appreciate you for joining me tonight.
Yeah, hey, it's perfect, man. And if any of you guys, you can DM me too on Twitter. I'm Dolphin Thirsty. You have to drop the S because it was too many characters. So if you want to be a co-host one day, maybe with her and be a guest on her show, let me know and we can have you guys as a guest on her show.
Yeah,
so
sounds to meet you guys. Let's chat.
Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah, and you did super, man. Fantastic job. So anyway, go do your cough drop, eye drop, whatever you need, cough drop, whatever you need. Go out there, do it. Dolphin Dawn came in late, but better late than never. Fins up to you. Just let me get some on you're using her for your subscribe. Yes, hey, doesn't matter. Shoot, got here too late.
I like to talk Dolphins, so I'm using him too.
Yeah, there you go. And he says he's a regular. He's just messing. Wade Finkel, as you know the name from the Ace Ventura Pet Detective. Actually, I saw a Ray Finkel jersey walking around yesterday. It was funny. It was a five. So people do all of that good stuff. Hey, she's saying get well. I think she's okay. She's just a little cough, but anyway, thank you. Get well
Yeah.
soon, Courtney. All right, guys. Remember, hit that like button. It helps. It's free, and it helps us get discovered and helps her show now get discovered, so we can do more of this every Monday night at 7:30 right here on this channel. Courtney, stay in the room after I end the stream so I can give you a big thank you. And guys, fins up. You guys are great, and everyone's great.
Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you want.